Let me find out.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. हम लोग श्री माधुर्य कादम्बिनी ग्रंथ विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती ठाकुर की प्रणीत इस ग्रंथ से हम अष्टम वृष्टि की आलोचना कर रहे हैं। 8वां परिच्छेद, जिसमें स्वयं भगवान
So discussing the 8th chapter of Madhurya Kadambini, how Swami Bhagavan is showing his humility to the devotee. And Bhagavan is telling to the devotee, I am indebted to you. Listening to this, what is it? I have committed unlimited offenses.
इसलिए जब तक उनका फल भोग रहा है हूँ और जो बचे हुए अपराध है उसका भी मैं हो तो उसके लिए ही मैं क्षमा प्रार्थना नहीं करूँगा। भक्त भगवान के निकट कहते हैं ये मैं क्या करूँ, पहले तो मैं अपराध के लिए क्षमा प्रार्थना करता रहा था।
First, the devotee was asking for forgiveness for his offenses. But when Bhagavan tells the devotee, oh my devotee, you have accepted so much sufferings for me, so I cannot give you something back. So I'm eternally indebted to you. In this way, listening to the humble words of Bhagavan, the devotee is like thinking, which prayer can I do? Like Krishna himself told to Srimati Radhika, Na-parae-aham, cannot repay you. Listening to this, Srimati Radhika and gopis start crying. Because prema is such a thing that prema is not, it's free, it's not like, there's no debts in the prema. Prema is something very free and pure, just like the flow and stream of the Ganga river. Because if you become indebted to each other, then you have to pay that debt later. Then you have to accept each other's guidance for that. Like we have to submit to each other to pay the debts. So gopis are telling to Krishna, actually prema, one is never bound to each other because of debts. Prema is pure and free. And it's like two streams flowing together. Just like, imagine the current of a river, the stream of a river. How the stream of the river flows. The two banks of the river, they're always flowing side by side. They're going side by side. So in the same way, the love of God and the devotee, they are also like this, side by side. So the devotee says, Prabhu,
आप हमारी यदि ऋण में रहे,
if you're indebted to us,
आगे प्रेम कैसे बढ़ेगा?
how can our prema increase, our love
असाइन
increase?
गोपियां भी कहती हैं,
And the gopis
"हे
themselves, they say, Govinda, tell us.
तुम स्वयं ही जो अपने मुक्ति होने के लिए बताओ, मैं ऋण से जो मुक्त, तुम जो अपने स्वयं
So
कर
you
लो,
yourself told that you are indebted to us.
तुम्हारे प्रेम से मैं ऋणी।
You yourself told you are indebted to us.
फिर ऋण से मुक्ति होने के तुम अपना
So
ही उपाय बताओ।
you yourself tell the way how to be free from the debt. Then what can we tell you?
प्रेम होता है एक दूसरे के साथ निर्मल रहता है।
So prema is like free and pure. Then is prema, then is love.
तो भगवान की कहने लगे,
But
"हे
Bhagavan
भगवान,
told,
आप अपने ही बताओ,
okay, so gopis
ऋण
told,
से मुक्ति
hey
होने
Bhagavan, okay,
के उपाय तुम अपना ही बताओ।"
you tell how
तो उस समय
to be free from the debt.
टीकाकार बताते हैं,
Then the commentaries explain to this verse, Na-parae-aham.
यहाँ पर
Sva-sadhu-krityam.
हमारे आचार्य
Our acharyas explain about this Sva-sadhu-krityam, like saintly deeds or glorious deeds. Sadhu-krita, krita means activities. And Krishna is saying, so I will become a sadhu and I will serve you. Then I will be able to be free from the debt I have with you. Why did Krishna become a sadhu like Mahaprabhu? The acharyas also explain. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna. What is the meaning of becoming a sadhu? Taking sannyasa, accepting the renunciation. Why? Why becoming a sadhu? To pay the debt of the love he has with the gopis. This is something very important. This word is very important. Krishna himself, he accepted the form of Gauranga, took the complexion of Srimati Radhika, her mood, to relish her prema rasa, Shiradaya Pranay Mahima Kedishna. But he is also indicating his taking of sannyasa. In this word expression, Sva-sadhu-krityam, I will become a sadhu. Then in this way, I will be able to pay the debt I have with you. How? I will be always following like your love, like practicing the same love you have, doing the same love you have. That's why, like you see, when Mahaprabhu became the sadhu, like Krishna became sadhu, and he took sannyas, he in Jagannath Puri, in the Gambira, with Swarup Damodara and Ramananda, he was exactly discussing this katha, these love things about Srimati Radha. So, if you don't become a sadhu, and if you don't take sannyasa after becoming a sadhu, then in case of Krishna, will not be able to be free from the debts he has because of the love of the gopis. In the commentaries, they explain a lot about this. This word is very important. Sva-sadhu-krityam. One thing is, sadhu-krityam means the like glorious deeds of the gopis, the glorious activities of the gopis. But you can also use this expression referring to Krishna himself. So sadhu-krityam means that Krishna will become a sadhu, and I will serve you. Because what is the dharma of the sannyasi? To serve. The special meaning of using a sannyas cloth is to the vow to serve Mukunda. The person took the vow to serve Mukunda. The meaning of sannyasa is the vow to serve Mukunda. And to follow this in Vrindavan. To follow this vow in Vrindavan. Cannot follow this vow anywhere else, only in Vrindavan. This vow of serving Mukunda. So our acharyas, they explain very beautiful how these kathas. So we're listening how God gives his darshan of his beautiful form. But when the devotee sees the form of Lord, the devotee, he regrets of what he done in the past. Dikar means like he's like condemning himself, the devotee. Remember we spoke, because he thought, oh, I compared God's beauty. Oh, why did I dare to compare the beautiful form of Lord with something ordinary? This was my offense. This Himalaya Parvat is so big, and if somebody compares the gigantic Himalaya mountain with a chickpea, then this is even an insult, isn't it? Imagine, gigantic mountain Himalaya, gigantic, and you compare a gigantic Himalaya mountain with a small chickpea. This is an insult. What is the meaning? Bhagavan is so beautiful, his form and sweetness. His pastime is his love. So the sweetest of the sweet leelas, more high even than the most big mountain. Like God is so beautiful and sweet, more than whatever is in this world. There's nothing like him, nothing equal to him. So what to speak of something being bigger than him or higher than him? In Vedanta Sutra explains, Arupavat. There's no one so beautiful as him. His form is incomparable. But means to compare. So this beautiful form of Bhagavan, this form cannot be compared to anything else. Actually, it's the eternal nature of his form, is the beauty itself. Suppose in this world, people, they have knowledge, they have money, they have beauty. We use these words, like saying the person has beauty, has money, but it's all temporary. Tatkalik means for some time the person will be beautiful. Suppose one person is dhanavan, rich, but while he has money, then he will be dhanavan, rich. Nobody can be rich all life. Very few we see this, that person is rich whole life. Because this world is so changeable, isn't it? Today you have money, tomorrow not anymore. Rupavan, beautiful. Today you're beautiful. Just like the beauty of the flowers, the fragrance of the flowers, they're not eternal. After 2 or 4 days, they wither, dry. So this is the rule of this world. Bhagavan is not like that. Bhagavan is eternally established in his own form. Brajendra Narayana is called Swayam Rupa because he is independent of any other form, and he is self-manifested and doesn't depend on anything else. That's why he's called Swayam Rupa. Brajendra Nandana, Krishna in Vrindavan. Learn some Tata Siddhanta in the book Lagu Bhagavatamrita. Srila Rupa Goswami Pada, he explained this tattva in such a beautiful way. So who is the Swayam, the original form of Lord, independent of anything else? Brajendra Nandana. In all the other forms, Tadikat Marupa Vish, these avatars, etc. come from him. Other things I also told yesterday. Gunavan, one person who has qualities. Rupavan, a person who has beauty. So 2 different words, beauty and beautiful. Rupa and Rupavan. Like example, those who have money, they are wealthy. Like Dhanavan. But if you don't have that money anymore, you call Nirdan, without money. So according to the Sanskrit, dhan, money, and dhanavan, rich, is a different thing. If you have money, you have dhan. And if you have the money, you are a rich person. So be rich and the money is not the same thing. But in God, no. He is guna and guni. There's no difference between the quality and he who has the quality. So we see this in Bhagavan. Bhagavan, he is always established in his Nitya Swarupa, eternal form. Bhagavan, he's Gunavan, full of qualities, and he is the quality himself. And according to the Shastra, like in this world, if you say some guna, quality, you have some antonym. Suppose some person says dhani, rich. What is the antonym of rich? Poor, nirdhani, nirdhan, like poor. But in Bhagavan, you cannot use these antonyms, opposite words. According to Sanskrit, also we see this analysis. Bhagavan can never be poor. But some people, because they don't know the tattvas, siddhantas, they called God Daridra Narayana, poor Narayana. The Gaudiya Vaishnava, they're so against this. Some people, they call God like this, Daridra Narayana, poor Narayana. But God can never, Narayana can never be poor because he's the husband of goddess of fortune, Lakshmi. So how can he be poor? And actually they are saying, if you serve the jivas, you are serving Daridra Narayana, the poor Narayana. Some people say this. You are poor. How can you say that these jivas, they are God, but in a poor state? A poor person, how can a poor person serve another poor person? One poor person, how can he serve another poor person? One blind person, how can he serve another blind person? If you yourself, you are bound by Maya, and how can you free others from Maya? This is only speak of crazy person. This like Daridra Narayana Seva. These people who speak this is like this crazy people speech. They are saying that you serve humanity by serving Daridra Narayana. Actually, when you serve the humanity, the humankind, you are serving the poor Narayana. The Narayana can be poor? Never. This Daridra, poor, this adjective belongs to whom? To Narayana. Because if you say Daridra Narayana is like poor Narayana, it means Narayana is poor, you're saying. But Narayana can never be poor. So those who don't know knowledge, some people say if you serve the people, you are serving God, like helping the poor, you know? They say like this, that's why Daridra Narayana. Narayana means he's the shelter of all the living entities. He gives shelter to everyone. He's Bhagavan. How Bhagavan became poor? This is all crazy speech of crazy people. They're crazy. A crazy person can say anything. Understand? This is speak philosophers of Mayavad philosophy. Philosophy of Advaitavadis, all these monists. Paranguru Maharaj, he cut this philosophy so much. Wherever he used to go, Paranguru Maharaj, Bhakti Pragyanikeshu Goswami Maharaj, he used to cut this philosophy so much. Barkana? So, Bhagavan himself is so complete already. Bhagavan, what is the meaning of Bhagavan? He is complete in all the opulences. He has the 6 opulences.
ऐसे भगवान के तुम कहो दरिद्र,
And you're saying Bhagavan is poor, Daridra.
ये कभी हो सकता है?
This is not possible.
और तुम कौन सा हो गया?
And you, what are you then?
आज तो इसलिए कहा जाता है ये समझता अपसिद्धांत
So these are all apasiddhantas, wrong philosophies. Mayavadi Sahaji Saki Beki.
अरे जिस कथा फिर हम लोग भी चल रहे हैं भक्त भगवान की प्रार्थना करते हैं
So the devotees praying to Bhagavan, Hey Prabhu,
बहुत बार
many times I have committed offenses to lotus feet. Why?
आपके सुंदर रूप को मैंने साधारण इस जड़ जगत की तुलना दी
I compared your transcendental qualities and beauty with material things,
गुण आदि जड़ाती तो कहा है
because the qualities and beauty of Lord are beyond Maya,
पुरुष प्रकृति परह भगवान श्री
beyond material things. Bhagavan Sri Hari is Maya Tit, means beyond of Maya.
माया के कोई गुण जिसके प्रवेश
No gun of Maya can even touch him.
शरीर गुण सत्कार पुरुष प्रकृति परह है इसलिए कहते हैं वास्तव में मैंने अपने मूर्खता को ही अपना पवित्र समझकर लोक में प्रचार किया किंतु अब मैंने नेत्र से क्षण भर के लिए आपकी इस मूर्ति को सौंदर्य को रूप माधुर्य को देखा है इसलिए लज्जित होकर धैर्य रहित गाय की भांति मेरे वाणी आपकी सौंदर्य रूपी फलफलता को
Yeah, 423, Bhavanovad.
नहीं हो पा रहा है भगवान के इतने सुंदर रूप
Bhagavan is so beautiful. You cannot describe his beauty.
यदि कहो
If you say,
बड़े-बड़े आचार्य लोग
great acharyas, they have described the beauty of Lord. So why are you saying this is a bad thing?
पर ये समझ तो से नहीं है
When it's actually not bad.
साधारण लोगों के लिए बोलना होता है नहीं तो लोग समझेंगे ही नहीं
If you have to speak like this with the normal people, otherwise people cannot understand how is Lord.
भगवान की श्री कांति जो है हम लोग कांति
The effulgence of Krishna's body,
बादल के भी पराभूत करने वाले
the beauty of his body is defeating the fresh rain cloud beauty. So beautiful description of his form. Why is all this described? Just like when you try to explain the shape of an elephant to a blind person. Bhakta Prabhupada gave one example. Some blind people were there sitting, and a person who could see, a person was trying to explain to them about an elephant. But they have the blind people. The blind people have person had never seen an elephant before. Okay, so the person who could see was trying to explain the elephant with the comparisons. Okay, the trunk of the elephant. Imagine a snake shape. The leg of the elephant is like a pillar. Trunk like a snake, leg like a pillar. Just to try to make the blind person understand, but he can really understand? No. If the person will not open his eyes, or like if the person has not the sight of vision back, you can try to give many examples, but all these examples, they're not proper. For 125, Bhavanovad. When the devotee does laments, Bhagavan becomes exceedingly pleased with him. In accordance with the particular mood and cherished desire of the devotee, such as Na-parae-aham, Lord reveals a vision of Shiva and Bhagavana, the abode filled with his divine sporting pastimes. So seeing this eagerness of the devotee, Bhagavan, with his divine potency, Bhagavan will show the darshan of the transcendental Vrindavana Dham. So he will see the darshan of the wish-fulfilling trees and of the Mahajogapit of Shri Radha Krishna, surrounded by their intimate eternal companions. Shri Krishna also grants the devotee a direct vision of Srimati Radhika, the daughter of Vrishabhanu Maharaj, and the foremost among his beloveds, as well as darshan of her Sakhi, such as Lalita Vishaka, maidservants. He also confers upon him darshan of his Sakas, such as Subal, the cows he maintains, the river Jamuna, Govardhan, Bandirban, Shinalishwara Hill, and he grants him darshan of Shrinanda, Jashoda, brothers, friends, relatives, servants, maidservants, and all the residents of Raj, along with the excellence of their respective rasas. After submerging the devotee in the most enchanting waves of the blissful darshan, then Krishna and his parikaras disappear from his vision. Uddhava came to Vrindavan. Uddhava, he didn't know how it was Vrindavan when Krishna used to live in Vrindavan. How was the loving exchange? Uddhava, he didn't know before, no? He didn't know about this. That's why when Uddhava came to Vrindavan, Jogamaya, what did she do? She gave like a vision darshan glimpse to him of how it was Vrindavan when Krishna was there. And Uddhava saw how the Vrajavasis, they were exchanging love and affection with Krishna, how the Sakas were playing with Krishna, the Vrajavasis, they were milking the cows. So he had a glimpse of transcendental Vrindavan. Then after some time, Bhagavan took away, removed that vision. And then Uddhava saw how the Vrajavasis were suffering separation from Krishna. Understand? So in the same way, Bhagavan, for a moment, he gives the darshan of the transcendental Vrindavana Dham to the devotee, and also of the Vrajavasis.
भगवान की अपार करुणा, अपने प्रति भगवान के ऋणी होने के बात सुनकर भक्त जड़वत हो कि कर्तव्य विमूढ़ हो जाते हैं। उधर अपने अनादिकाल के अनंत अपराध को स्मरण करके मन ही मन अपने को महान अपराधी तथा दंडनीय मानते हुए उसके क्षमा मांगने की साहस नहीं कर रह जाता। उस समय भक्त की दैनवधि का प्रार्थना इस प्रकार है, जैसे काल मैंने कहा था क्या?
A ordem dos dois livros está diferente, né? Acho que a deles são 2 versos e depois os comentários, uma coisa assim. Já reparou? Gurudeva read 2 verses. Gurudeva reads 2-3 verses and then comes to the commentary. The order in Hindi is different, I think. That's why we always lose. But okay, now. Page 422. O Purushottama, there is no sinner and offender like me. Alas, I am even ashamed to request you to forgive my offenses. What more shall I say? 22. We see in the Lila of Mahaprabhu how Mahaprabhu in South India he delivered the Kushta Vipra, a leprous Brahmana. He had a very bad leprosy. And when the insects that were on his body were eating his skin, and sometimes the insects would fall down, he would take the insects from the floor and put again back in his body. Oh, if you don't eat my body, how can you be alive? Please come back. So this Kushta Vipra, leprosy Brahmana, these insects that were eating his skin because of the leprosy, when he used to fall down on the ground somehow, he was again taking them back and putting back on his skin. This leprosy Brahmana was thinking, in my previous life I did some karma and I'm suffering. So Bhoga Shanti, if I suffer whatever I did, then I'll find happiness. If I never suffer the fruit of my deeds, if I never suffered the fruit of my deeds, how can I be happy? So if you don't suffer your karma fall, how can you, the fruit of your karma, how can you be peace, having peace? So whatever we are suffering, it's a result of our previous deeds. Like I see this in the Brahma Stuti. You can see that whatever you're suffering is the mercy of Lord or something, result of what you did in the previous life. Mahaprabhu, what did he do? He touched this leprosy Brahmana and he removed all his diseases of his skin. And he got a beautiful, he obtained, like his body became beautiful and nice. And then he told Prabhu, why did you do this to me? I was an offender. I was just suffering the fruit of my offenses. Mahaprabhu told, no Vipro, no Brahmana. You are a great devotee actually. My duty is to deliver you. The picture is there. Sometimes the devotee shows this humility towards Lord. You can see this lila there on the wall.
मंजरी भाग के राधा के साधक की वृंदावन की अतुलनीय शोभा संपद शहीद राधा रानी ललिता आदि सखियों की और वो मंजरी आदि के मधुर रस उपयोगी पार्षदों के साथ रसपूर्ण लीला भंगिमा दर्शन देकर धन्य करते हैं। यहाँ पर
Here Srila Gurudeva is in the Piyush Varshini Vritti, 426 page. Gurudeva is saying how Bhagavan is so merciful. Those who are worshippers in Manjari Bhav. So this devotee is Bhagavan, what does he do? With his Achinta Shakti, inconceivable potency, he shows to them this transcendental Vrindavana Dham. Gurudeva wrote here. 426, Piyusha Varshini. After hearing the Premi Bhakta speak many such words of lamentation, Shri Krishna blesses the aspirant of Manjari Bhav by granting him darshana of the excellence of his rasa-filled pastimes with Shri Radharani, her Sakis like Lalita, Manjaris like Shrirupa, and other confidential companions who assist in Madhura Rasa, along with darshana of the matchless treasure of Shri Vrindavana splendor. Unable to bear the weight of the exceedingly profound feeling of ecstasy, the devotee falls unconscious, and Sri Hari disappears, along with Sri Dham Vrindavan and all his companions. So one time God gives darshan, Bhagavan gives the darshan, and Bhagavan disappears. After some time, 427, Bhavanovad. Soon after, the devotee awakens from his blissful swoon and opens his eyes so that he can again have darshan of Sri Bhagavan, his Prabhu. Upon not seeing God, Bhagavan, the devotee becomes exceedingly agitated. Drenched by an incessant stream of tears, the devotee wonders, was I dreaming? No. Had it been a dream, I would feel lethargic and heavy-eyed from sleep. But I feel nothing like that. So he's thinking it was a dream, that vision. Sometimes Bhagavan gives darshan in the dream of the devotee of transcendental dham. It's called sapnik. Sometimes Bhagavan gives darshan directly. Sometimes agati. Agati means like very quickly, very, like a vision, very quick, yeah. Momentary darshan. Did someone create an illusion? No, that too is impossible. No. Had it been a dream, I would feel lethargic and heavy-eyed from sleep. But I feel nothing like that. Did someone create an illusion? This happens, no? So, if you wake up like midnight, 1 a.m., you can understand. Like if every day you wake up 4 or 5, if you wake up 1 or 1:30, your eyes will indicate what? You haven't slept enough. You don't even need to look at your watch. You can just understand yourself if you wake up too early than what you're used to. But if you already slept enough, when you wake up, it's like 4 a.m. Suppose if you have to practice the habit of waking up at the same time. Actually, all the human beings' life depend on their habits. Human beings' life depend on their habits. Habits important. Okay, so the devotee is thinking, no, it was not a dream. Because if it was a dream, if I had slept, my eyes would be heavy. But I don't feel like this. So, did someone create an illusion? No, that was impossible. Because how can an illusory experience bestow such ecstasy? Sometimes in your dream, if you have the darshan of Radha Govinda in your heart, you will feel so much bliss. You don't feel bliss when seeing material things. And everything is temporary. Like the scientists who study the dream. Until when you remember your dream? Do you know? How long you can remember the dream you had? 5 to 7 minutes after you wake up. Then you forget your dream. The scientists that study the dream, I don't know the proper name. So, these material dreams, from 5 to 7 minutes after you wake up, you can remember them. Then you forget your dreams. But this transcendental spiritual dream, you don't forget. You're again and again immersing yourself in that bliss that you felt. So when you have a darshan of Bhagavan in the dream, you feel so much ananda. Sometimes the devotee gives darshan to these premi bhaktas in the dream, playing the flute to them in the dream. Like Bhakta Thakur explains. Chanting the names of Govinda. I'll close my eyes. And I closed my eyes. In this moment I saw this beautiful boy smiling with the flute in his hands, curly hair, and with his sidelong glance. He was indicating me with his eyes, looking at me. I saw him and then I started running behind him and I wanted to catch this boy. So I was running up after him. After some time, he disappeared in some forest, in the forest. He disappeared in the forest. I don't know who, sorry. So, who spoke this, I don't know. I think maybe Mahaprabhu? So then I almost caught him, then I fainted. Oh, Bhaktivinoda Thakur said this. Bhaktivinoda Thakur explained this thing. That, Krishna was there and he tried to catch him and then Krishna disappears in the forest. Bhaktivinoda Thakur described it. Maybe it's a kirtan, I don't know. oh, this beautiful blackish boy. He was like inviting me, calling me, inciting me to come. So beautiful. When I tried to catch him, I was trying to like run after him. I thought I had already caught him. I thought I did. But then suddenly he came out from my hand and disappeared. Then I fainted. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he said this. It's a kirtan, one kirtan in Braj also. Do you remember that kirtan? Very beautiful. I forgot. If I would speak more, I would remember more about this. If I'd speak more about this. It's a beautiful Sabaya? Sabaya मतलब? Sabaya?
क्यों ऐसा होने के चित्त में लय विक्षेप अनुभव होता है? ऐसा तो नहीं है। हमारे चित्त में कोई ध्यानमयी वृत्ति थी?
Maybe I experienced some bewildered state of consciousness. No, that's also impossible. Because I do not feel dull or confused. So 5 things are unfavorable for bhajan. 5 obstacles. So our bhajan and sadhan. Sleepiness, loy, means sleepiness coming again and again. This is called loy. Big ship. You cannot enter in that subject because you're feeling so much distraction, difficult to concentrate. Apratipati. You cannot. Pratipati is struggling to sense gratification. And pramad. So you try to do Bhagavad Bhajan, but without reason, lust and anger come and overtake your heart. There's no reason. These things are coming and disturbing you. It's called kashai. Some samskara from previous lives come. Like maybe you have nothing against that person, but suddenly something happened and the person did something against you. Then in the mind you feel envy or hatred towards that person. Why that person did like this to me? Do bhajan, come on. Focus your mind. But you want to chant holy names, but then your mind is... Because of this samskar from previous lives, lust and anger, this kashai comes and you become absorbed in this. This happens or not? Chant holy names, be one pointed to Nam Prabhu, but you cannot. If something happens suddenly like this, you see something and, oh, he's my enemy. You see your enemy and then you imagine many things and thinking many things in your mind. This is called kashai. So lie, sleepiness, vikshep, cannot concentrate. Apratipati, kashai, this lust and anger that come. Rasa sadhan. When you're taking holy names or something like that, you are actually relishing material things instead of transcendental things. Suppose you're chanting holy names, but you think, oh, if that mango ripens today, oh, I'll make mango juice. I'll put camphor, put sugar, and I'll drink. Glub, 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 glub. So you think these are not. Chanting holy names, chant holy names, think about Nam Prabhu. What you're thinking about? Okay, you're chanting holy names in your mouth. In your mouth you're Hare Krishna, but your mind, you see that new mango, there's a shop downstairs, just in front, isn't it? Beautiful mangoes, and you're like, oh, I want to eat the mango. You're chanting holy names, but thinking about the mango. Think about Bhagavan, come on. But no. This is called enjoying material things in your mind. Thinking material things and taking your heart in these things. Then you regret in your mind, like, oh, I have already eaten so many mangoes, why am I thinking this? How many mangoes I have already eaten, so many mangoes, so much things I ate, so many things. Oh, fie on me, why am I like this? Why am I thinking about these things? Then you think like this. Was it the fulfillment of a deep yearning? No, that is also impossible. Because a longing can never approach even the boundary of something so indescribable. Then, was it possible that I received darshan of Bhagavan in a spurti? No, this also cannot be, because I fully remember my previous spurtis, and this ecstasy was completely different. Thus afflicted with a variety of doubts, this devotee falls to the ground, becoming covered in dust. Incessantly hopes to somehow or other receive such a darshan again. But when he does not obtain it, he laments and rolls about on the earth, and sometimes his entire body becomes cut and bruised, hurting himself when he's rolling on the ground. So taking names of Lord, sometimes he's rolling on the ground, sometimes laughing, sometimes crying. So he's thinking about Lord's sweetness. Maharaj arrived? So today we'll stop here. 8 o'clock. Now let's give welcome to Maharaj, everyone. Madhurya Maharaj arrived. Madhurya Maharaj arrived.